Welcome back, everyone, to AH101. This is level 355, and if I were converting that amount in dollars to Swedish krona, I would have at least, I don't know, or approximately $3,500 or krona. And I am the one and only ElroyOMJ, and using the same exchange rate, I am excited to be joined internationally by 9.65 panel members, Wakapeil. How are you, my friend?
Yeah, hello everyone. Hello Elroy. Yeah, it's been a hot minute since I've been on the show. I've had a busy time for 2 years or so.
Oh, well, that leads us into what's new with Waka. So fill us in. What have we missed?
Well, I got married. I had a kid. I'm got a new house. Things are settling in now. So doing a lot of housework. Thankfully, this is not much renovation required, but there's still a lot of things to do with houses and lawns to take care of. And whoever lived here before really loved their garden, and I'm just tearing it up and throwing everything away every chance I get.
Yikes. Yeah, that's gardening has never been my thing, but bless those who can do that. So I can't grow a dang thing in this soil. But are you like ripping them out on purpose, or is it just because you don't know how to tend to it?
I'm purposefully everything that I don't know what it is, I'm just tearing it out. And there's a lot of trees that I don't like. I think they're plum trees or something, and they are very much in the way when I'm mowing the lawn, and I'm really going to get rid of them. My wife is allergic to plums, so
oh gosh,
we're not getting much enjoyment out of them. It's just going to be a complete mess, and so much fruit is going to end up on the lawn. And I'm just trying to make the lawn or entire garden as easy to maintain as possible.
Wow, so like there's plums laying all over the yard when you mow? So you just mow on top of them?
Not yet. It's still early summer here. Well, technically it's midsummer today. It's Midsummer's Eve, so it's basically Christmas without the Christmas present and more alcohol usually. I've been busy with the kids all day, so haven't had a chance to imbibe just yet, but I'll probably have a beer after recording.
Oh, okay. Well, you could be like some of the panel members and just drink during, but not to throw shade. But so I'm picturing you mowing your lawn with all these plums there. So like if your wife was standing out in the yard and you like hypothetically were to run over some plums, it would send plum debris into the air. Would that cause an allergic reaction, you think, or is it has to be like ingested purposefully?
It probably would, but quite a mild reaction. So we're not taking any chances. Everything that I can remove, I'm going to remove.
I've never heard plum allergy. That's interesting, but I guess I can relate to some degree because we have what we call gumball trees. I don't know what they're technically called, but they're called gumball trees down here. And basically it's these thorny, like gumball size things that they produce. Nothing eats them. They have no value other than to protect the seed they're in. And so it's like all these little spiked things that would probably be enemies on any video game, that's something that you might throw at someone. And so when you mow it, it's like projects these in every which way. Even though if you have a guard on, it still hits you in the leg and you end up with some bloody legs afterwards. And it's just a nightmare. So I can relate. So Kelly wants me to cut those down.
I just end up with killer slugs on my shins.
Oh, slugs.
No, yeah, the killer slugs are jerks, but they're not. Well, I'm sure they can be harmful to people, but really not. They eat each other.
Oh, gee, I was thinking suck. Killer slugs. Killer slugs sounds like leeches to me, but
I think they're called Spanish forest slugs, but the name that it goes by in Sweden is killer slugs, and they are an invasive species who
it sounds like
really messes up people's gardens. They eat everything.
It's like the goat of the insect world. So that's I didn't even know there was more than one type of slug, to be honest. We have a bunch of slugs eating our dog food, but they're not too big of a deal. But yeah, well, that's terrible. Are they all over in Sweden, or is just in your
Yeah,
area?
right now they're all over Sweden, and I think if you get ducks, they eat them, but I really don't want ducks in my garden. That seems like a lot of hassle.
Well, you get ducks in your yard, then all of a sudden you got coyotes in your yard, and then you'll have something that eats the
Yeah,
coyotes, and
no,
then you're
no
back to
coyotes, but we do have foxes, and my wife is somehow afraid of foxes. I don't really understand it, but because they're like up to my knee or something, the largest ones, and I've never heard of a fox being dangerous or mean to a human.
Yeah, I mean, every time I see a fox, they just run off and they don't want anything to do with you. So unless they have rabies, and if they're out in the daytime, that means they probably got rabies. Then you probably want to stay clear of them. Or if they're holding a bunch of plums, then you might want to stay with them. Yeah, they might throw them at you or something.
Yeah, that would be bad. Those stains are a nightmare.
All right. Well, I appreciate you finding some time to come back and join us and catch us up on everything. So, for me, I've just got back from Texas, and I was down visiting my dad for Father's Day, and then I went and met up with a friend, and did a bunch of cool stuff in the Dallas area. And then one of the cool things that I was able to do in Dallas, besides, there's a couple cool things, but have you ever done like free roam virtual reality where you're just entering this big room and your headset's on, but you don't have a cord attached to it, so you just get to roam around and it's like full immersion VR?
Nope, just
Yeah.
the really budget kind with cardboard and your phone.
Okay. Well, I'd never done it either, but they had like a really cool place down in Dallas for that, and so I got to do that. I'd never done that before. It was pretty cool. I normally don't like virtual reality, but this one was really cool. It was, I don't know, next level. So the technology's come a long way. So
Yeah,
it's pretty cool.
I tried the HoloLens back in the day, if you know what that is. It's the augmented reality Microsoft
Oh yeah.
thingy that is strapped on top of your head. The issue with that was I couldn't fit my glasses inside, so I couldn't see anything. So it was completely useless for me. So there's glasses that they project an image on
Oh, okay,
in front of
yeah.
your eyes, and you're supposed to see things through the lens. So you should be able to see everything behind you, but I couldn't do it. So it was completely useless for me.
I bought like a couple of games on Windows, and I didn't realize they were virtual reality games. And so to this day, I've never played them because I don't have a virtual reality set, but I own the games. So there's a couple of
And
them.
right now, you can't even play them anymore unless you downgrade your computer, since they removed the functionality.
That's great. Well, there you go. Money well spent there. So, and the other one that I got to do down in Texas that I wanted to mention was Bishi Bashi. So, are you familiar with a game that's called Bishi Bashi?
It doesn't ring a bell.
Okay. Well, it's a video game, and so I got to play this. Went to like kind of a barcade that most of them are like retro games, but this one was unique in that it was retro Japanese games. It was like all Japanese stuff, and like in the prize machines, they had Japanese import stuff in there. So it was like going to a retro or a barcade in Japan kind of a thing. It's called Tokyo Station, but one of the games I got to play in there was called Bishibashi. And so we pretty much spent all our time at Bishibashi and kind of ran out of time before they closed. And we played all the way through it. And it came out in 96 apparently, and they kept making several of these. And the last one was in 2018, but it's available on the freaking PlayStation. I looked this up. I was like, what? Like, PlayStation has a bunch of these games on there. And so the game itself is like a real just wacky party game, and so it's just composed of mini games with a loose shell around it, tying it all together, and it's like a true authentic Japanese game experience with poor translation and just wackiness and just over the top. And it was so much fun to play, and it's a freaking Konami game. Like Konami, like they have Xbox games, Konami, and they have a bunch of collection games on Konami. Why do we not have a collection game of Bishibashi? So it made me sad because especially when I found out PlayStation had it, and Xbox doesn't have anything like that. So yeah, it was a bummer.
Available in the arcade, mobile phones, PlayStation, and Windows. So everywhere but everywhere but
no
Xbox.
achievements for it, but yeah, if you look up some videos on it, you'll see what I'm talking about. It's just really wacky mini games. I'm sure there's other games that have replicated. It's kind of like Wario World or Mario Party or whatever they were, the early Nintendo Party one. It was kind of wacky like that. Right?
WarioWare.
Okay, so I never got to really play it much on it, but
yeah, that's the game where you have mini games for 6 seconds each or something.
yeah, these last probably about 30 seconds to a minute, and yeah, it's
It looks like it's multiplayer.
It is. It was for I think in the arcade it was 4. There was 4 terminals on it, and then I think on the console that you can have 6 maybe. But yeah, it's really cool. It was a really cool experience. I really hated that there was. I was thinking maybe surely there's something like that on Xbox, but no. So anyway. What about some updates? You got any updates for us besides the updates you just gave us?
I did my last day at work this year, last Friday.
Ooh.
So I'm officially going on parental leave next week.
How long is that? How long does that last?
It's going to end somewhere at the end of January.
Okay.
So it's going to be close to 7 months.
Oh, geez. That's a long time.
Well, I did 8 months with my previous daughter, so I had to cut it down 1 month because it's damn expensive to have this house.
Yeah. So you just don't work? Like, what happens to your job? Like, I guess I'm confused. So, like, does anybody like cover for you, or do you just kind of work a little bit at home, or just kind of work remote?
No, they knew for 6 months or probably a year that I was going on parental leave, and we didn't set the date until a few months ago. So I just sent in a form, and everything was okay. They're going to be giving me some parental leave money as well. So it's going to be nice.
Well, that's like, I don't know. It just seems so foreign to like.
Yeah, if I'd had 6 months, I would have 90% of my salary for being home.
Okay.
For half a year.
Wow.
So now I'm stretching that money a bit. So I'm technically losing out on a month's pay, but yeah, it'll work out. I don't have to buy any lunches for a while.
Yeah, man. So what are you going to do with all this newfound time? Parent?
Yeah, I'm going to be parenting, so that's my wife unfortunately hasn't found a job close by yet, so she's going to have to go 3 hours one way to her work and leave me home.
Wow.
1 week at a time.
A 3-hour commute? That's insane.
Yeah, she's not going to be going back and forth every day. She'll probably be away over the week and get back leave on Monday and be back on Thursday.
Oh my gosh, that's crazy.
So that sucks.
Yeah, I would imagine. Yeah, and you're in the newlywed phase, man. You don't want to be away from each other. That's crazy. Well, I'm sorry to hear that. But that's exciting though, man. I mean, think of how you got any big plans for your kickoff parenting?
Yeah, well, we're starting with leaving for Ghana for 1.5 months. So I'm going to be in the heart of Africa, and there's no Xboxes there. So I'm pretty sure my achievement streak is going to die.
Oh
finally.
No! Wow. Okay, there's so much to unpack here. Like I never did I imagine that that's what you were gonna say. I thought you were gonna say, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna try." There's a couple recipes I've been looking at, or like I'm gonna try cooking some more stuff or something. You're like, "No, I'm going to Ghana for freaking ever." What in the world, Waka? What is this? Why are you going to Ghana for so long?
My wife is originally from Ghana, so
I did not know that.
So I'm going
to
be meeting up with her family, and I'm going to have a traditional Ghanaian wedding. Apparently, they do one traditional wedding and one wedding in the church. So I've already done the church wedding, and now I'm going to do the wedding with the family.
Wow.
So that's going to be interesting.
Okay, that's okay. It's starting to make more sense then. I thought it was just something completely random. I did not catch that your wife was from Ghana. So, all right. So, what is a traditional wedding look like? What is that going to have you doing?
I'm a bit worried about that since I'm not really sure.
Have you done some research?
My wife tells me you have to show up and you have to be respectful and.
Well, that seems easy.
you have to pay a bride price,
Oh, okay.
and this whole thing. And I wish I knew better what is going to happen when I get down there.
You'll have plenty of time on the flight to look it up, you know?
Yeah, I've looked it up. It doesn't look too complicated. The thing I'm worried about is that I'm pretty bad at keeping track of who is who, and now all of a sudden I'm going to have to keep track of however many family members show up that I've never seen before in my life, and I know the names of maybe 2 people there aside from my family. So there's going to be a lot of people there, I've heard.
All right. This says, please take lots of pictures and video and give us a taste of what it was like once it actually does happen.
Yeah, I'm going to be wearing some, to me, pretty exotic clothing. So yeah, it's going to be fun. I'm looking forward to it.
Okay. Well, I can't top that. Well, for me, I just got achievement flex. I guess you're going to be busy, so you can't fly over for that. So that's a bummer, but maybe next year. But we'll be still planning on
maybe next year.
Yeah, still planning on achievement flex, and it's coming up, so I'm gonna start getting my room ready. I feel like I keep saying the same thing over and over each time I'm on here. It's actually getting real now. I need to bear down and get in my room, and doesn't look like my new furniture's gonna get here in time. So I need to pull the old stuff out and get it all looking good. And yeah, so there's that.
How's interest for Achievement Flex? Are there a lot of people signed up yet?
You know, it's like one of those things that a lot of people want to come, but I mean, I thought I gave everyone plenty of notice, but it's like everyone has something going on, but they...
Wasn't it like 2 months, or am I misremembering?
Let's see, I think when did it start? It seems like it was in March, so that would have been 4 months notice.
Yeah, 3 months.
3 or 4 months. So I don't know, maybe I need to give more notice than that, but a lot of people are excited that it's back, but it's like, but I can't make it this year, but please have it next year. And I'm just like, well, I mean, so this year probably be a sparse crowd at best. I don't know. It seems like,
that's unfortunate.
Yeah, it's unfortunate, but it's the first year, so we'll have more. The optimistic side is, well, we have more people than we had last year, in the sense that we didn't have it. But yeah, we should have a good time.
Yeah, I'd love to show up someday, but can't really do it now. It's a kind of a project going to the US right now.
Well, it seems like your plate might be full as well, so there's that.
Yeah, give it 20 years and things will calm down.
There you go. So yeah, doing that, and I have to confess that I went ahead and bought River City Girls windows. It just never goes on sale, and I want to finish that stupid game. So, well, it's not a stupid game.
Isn't it like $20?
No, it's $30, and I just said,
yeah.
So I said, you know what?
I knew it was expensive.
Like, seriously, it never goes on sale. It's never been on sale. It's an old game. It's never been on sale. I just gave up on it. So I'm just like, yeah, well, I'll just do it. And so, yeah, I did that.
I feel like some of those way forward games, they completely forget about and never put a discount for them. Especially the Windows games. Games are usually never discounted.
They'd only put the other one, the Xbox version, on sale twice, including recently, and I got it on that. So I saved a little bit of money on it. I got it for half price on the Xbox, but the Windows, yeah.
I'm surprised you never finished it while it was in Game Pass.
I think it left without me knowing. I do a terrible job of keeping up with that, and so I think it left, and I just didn't notice, and so I would have, but yeah. So I'm gonna finish it now and finish the whole series and be done with it. So yeah, so I did ante up and give the $30 to him,
and I wish I remember. I found a few other games that were in the River City series that I didn't know about recently. Oh, I really should have looked that up beforehand.
Yeah, well, there's the Zero that was not really great, and I don't know about any other ones besides, obviously the second one, but...
Yeah, Stay Cool, Kobayashi-san, a River City Ransom story. A beat-em-up, looks like.
Yeah, I own it. I think I started it, and I didn't realize it was related, but now that you mention it...
it says so right in the title, but the title is so long that it's easy to miss.
I'm not sure who Kobashi is. I don't remember that character. I know Kunio from River City Girls, and I can't remember the other one's name with the boyfriends, but I'm not sure who Kibashi is or whatever. I don't know. That's I'll have to look that up and see how it ties to the series, and I guess I'll have to make that my next one. And then the other update I had was I finally freaking got a perfect fall down. That is in Phantom Breakers Xbox 360. It's an achievement with I don't even think it has a real high ratio. I think it's like a 1/9, not even a 2, I don't think. But it was a stupid achievement where you have to play through the entire stage just for the opportunity to play the bonus stage. And then the bonus stage is over in like, I don't know, 15 seconds. And you have to fall off this building and hit every dang coin. Super annoying. I tried and I tried. I think I finally got it on like the 30 something try. I mean, it was awful. And the only thing that was a consolation prize is that you have to get level 99 to finish the game. And so I kept leveling up. So now I'm at like level 80 something. So it's just a matter of time and I'll get the completion there, the full completion with all the DLC and everything. But I'm using character Waka, actually, despite everyone saying use this other chick, Charismu or something. But Waka, in your honor, I chose Waka from the beginning. So you were my highest level character. And so I'm finishing it out with you.
Yeah, wasn't Phantom Break Battlegrounds the game that got DLC like 6 or 7 years after release?
It's possible because those ratios were thick. That was originally why I got it, was for some GTAS purposes. I think that predated me even going for beat 'em up leaderboards. So
yeah, let's see. The original release was in February 2013, and if we look at the earliest completion in the it's from 2017. So March of 2017, the DLC was released. So
that's significantly later. That's 4 years.
I remember it being longer than that, but I feel like it was very unexpected at the time.
Oh, mate, it's funny you mentioned that because I just noticed that I don't know. I assume it just came out. Maybe I'm crazy on this, but I saw some title updates that I hadn't noticed existed. It was our good friend Manuel Samuel. Did you know there was a bunch of title update achievements on that?
Yes, it was a few weeks ago that they dropped it. They had hinted at it arriving.
Well, that was 8 years ago,
for quite some
9
time.
years ago.
Yep, the last Tuesday edition, and they remade the entire game. There's a lot of things that changed in it. It completely broke my save, for instance. I started up the game and my save was lost.
That's not good.
Fortunately, I'd already gotten all the achievements. It was interesting starting the game, and all the menus and everything was very different.
I'm sure. I mean, if you want to get some of the title update achievements, several of them boast a paltry 60 ratio. So
yeah, it's currently 500 gamer score and 26,000 PA.
It's insane. Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure it's going to stay above 10,000 because some of the new achievements are extremely difficult.
Oh, no.
Or at least they look very, very difficult. There's an achievement for completing the speedrun mode in 1 hour or less, and that's one of the easier ones. There's one for completing the speedrun mode without ever going limp or doing the splits. And if you play Manuel Samuel, it's very, very easy to go limp and very easy to do the splits if you are not keeping track of which leg you're having before the other.
Man, no, thank you. I'll probably do a pass on this, but I just saw it. I couldn't believe it. I was like, what? It's like 9 years ago. I don't know. It was kind of interesting.
There are a few kind of gimme achievements for dyeing your hair. There's one for if you throw coffee at your hair in the opening chapter, you get 2,000 TA right now.
Yeah.
And that's something that you can get by mistake, but if you know about it, it's really, really easy.
Well, maybe I'll save it for a certain contest and really unlock those. I don't know. It'll probably still be worth a little bit then.
Oh, I think the craziest one that I see here on the list, and it has the highest ratio, is for beating the speedrun mode by breathing in maximum of 35 times and never fainting.
Oh my god!
You can only breathe 35 times through the entire game.
Ugh,
So for those who don't know, in manual Samuel, you have to do everything manually, which is, well, keeping your spine up, blinking, and breathing. So you use 2 buttons to breathe, 1 button to breathe in and 1 button to breathe out. And completing the entire game with breathing 35 times, that sounds very, very difficult, because the game is at least 2 hours or maybe 1 hour to get through. Yeah, the speedrun mode is 1 hour or less, so yeah, you probably want to breathe more than 35 times in 1 hour.
Yeah, that's yeah, I was looking at the solution and how you can kind of cheese it a little bit. Like on the last stage, like you can just forget about breathing because you always get revived if you pass out. So yeah, things like that. But yeah, that's still awful.
But the achievement description says if without fainting.
Well, I don't know. I have to look at it again, but something, I don't know. They were saying there's a couple of ways to make it, manageable. But anyway, I don't know. What about you doing the crab thing?
Oh, I did, and I have a story about it, and I've already moaned about it in the Discord. So when the crab went live, maybe we should explain what crab is. It's the crazy random achievement something.
It's
Do you know what it stands
it's
for?
the RTDL.
Yep, it's TA's RTDL. I feel like it's not truly random. I believe it's quite lenient and tries to find achievements that are close to your previous achievement in every game. So you don't get many finish the game achievements, even though a lot of people seem to be getting those. But it is easier than a true random list like the RTDL.
So did you finish it, or?
Let's see, the Crazy Random Achievement Bash. So when it went live, I was ready to go. I had my phone ready and I registered, and it broke. It was broken for I don't know how long, a few hours from when it was supposed to go. So this is the first time that I've been really curated my list. Since I'm leaving for Ghana next week, I really wanted to get this done. I have all the other TA events done, so I want to maintain my streak there. So I had curated everything. I only had a few achievements left. Everything that was longer than 4 hours was gone from my game list, and I added a bunch of easy games that I've gotten over the years. So I added maybe 10, 15 easy completions, and intended to just blow through this thing in an hour or two to get the 15 out of 30 that you need for the badge. So I had everything set up, and it didn't work out when I tried to get the list. So I went shopping, and when I was at the parking lot, I discovered, it's supposed to work now. So I went to TA and I started the list, and then I realized I had completely messed up 2 things. I had gone through my games and removed everything longer than 4 hours. What I didn't do was remove everything that didn't have a time estimate.
Oh no!
So, which meant most of my games did not have a time estimate. That's usually because they are very, very long, or 2, they are terrible. And there were some really bad games in that list, and very, very time consuming as well. So when I got my list, I also forgot to add unstarted games. So I only had those games. Like the shortest game I had was maybe 100 hours. I'm not sure. Well, the shortest game I had access to, because a lot of those games that were on my list were discontinued and no longer available. So on Xbox, it's fairly easy to install games that have been pulled from the store in most cases. On Windows, they don't care. They just throw away your licenses and do not allow you to download. So I had 2 easy Hexic for Windows achievements, but I never managed to install Hexic.
Nice.
So I kind of panicked there in the parking lot when I realized the mistake I'd done. I thought, there's my perfect record for TA event. That's out the window. There's no way I'm going to manage this. And the next day I woke up early and the rest of the family was asleep. So I went down, started my Xbox, and I breezed through most of my list.
Nice.
It ended up being way easier than I expected. All the achievements were very early in some of the games, so I could. And my highest ratio achievement, I think it was 4.5 ratio achievement from Nefarious. Are you familiar with Nefarious?
No.
No, it's sort of like it's like Mega Man but backwards. You play as the evil dude, and you play through. Well, you platform through as the bad guy, and the boss stages. You are the big giant boss dude against this small hero type person. So it's kind of fun. It's a bit Yankee, but it was fun. But I was very lucky. I only needed one more collectible, which was found early in a level, and it was marked where I'd missed it. So it only took a few minutes to get that 4.5 ratio achievement.
Well, I'm glad it worked out for you. That's cool. So you think how many you're going to end up with out of the 30 then before you head out?
I hit 15, and now I have everything. I have everything I need. The rest of the list is quite difficult for me to do before I leave for Ghana. I did spend a little more time than I expected getting to 15, and I have to make up to it with my wife and kids.
All right. Well, that's something. I just registered. I thought I registered earlier, but I never saw a list, so I just realized I hadn't registered. So I guess I'm gonna give it a whirl and see what I get, and I don't know, maybe have an update at some point. But I'm sure you'll be in Ghana. So, what have you been playing, Waka? What game did you want to talk about today?
Oh, aside from crab stuff, which was only a few minutes each, I think most of my time over the last few weeks have been the Ant Stream games. And what triggered this was the Retro Arcade release.
Oh, yeah.
Have you been following everything surrounding that?
I just saw that game. I hadn't.
Retro Classics.
Yeah, it looked like it was a Game Pass only release, and it's pretty thick in the ratios. And
yeah, the Retro Classics is a collection of old Activision and Microsoft games. They do own a lot, and when I say old, I mean really old. This is mostly Atari games with a few old PC games, and there's a PlayStation game in there as well. And the thing about this collection is that it is from Antstream, the guys who stream old games. So it's kind of funny how 1 second of streaming these games are usually use more bandwidth than it would take to download the entire game.
That's a good point. Never thought of that.
So it's extremely wasteful in bandwidth, but it's really fun that you can play all of these games in one place and get achievements for them. I don't know how many games are in the collection, but they keep adding more. I'm sure that they will remove things like they do in their other streaming service, the Antstream, which is also available on Xbox, and which I jumped into after playing some Retro Classics, because it's really fun playing some of these games, and most of them are before my time. I never played a bunch of these Atari games, and while they are not great, they're fun for a few minutes that it takes to play them.
And one in particular catch your eye on what your favorite one was?
Well, I can tell you that my favorite one was Quest for Glory 1, but I'm really bummed that the streamed version is so terrible. They only released Quest for Glory 1, which is a great game, but this is probably the worst way to play it. It's an EGA game with an extended graphics game, which means it has 16 colors or something.
That's extended. I mean, that's living large there, man.
Yeah, so it's old. When was it originally released?
What is it called? Quest for Glory?
Quest for Glory. So you want to be a hero. It is 89.
Okay, fine year.
Yeah, so it's a fantastic game, but this version is abysmal. It's a text parser game, so you have to... it's a point and click. It's an open world role-playing point and click. And what makes it so terrible is, since you have this streaming layer between you and the game, and most of you play with a controller, you can also play it on PC. But that's not an ideal way to play it either. It uses a text parser, so if you want to talk to someone, for example, you have to type talk to and the name of whoever you want to talk to, and you have a mouse cursor on screen, so you can right click on things to get the explanation of what it is you're looking at. It's 16 colors, it's very low resolution, so sometimes you can't... It's difficult to tell if it's even a character that you're looking at. It's those kind of graphics.
Yeah.
And so you have to use a virtual keyboard like that pop up on the Xbox to type things.
Oh.
So it's pretty much unplayable.
That's not good. Yeah, I looked at some images of it, and to me, if you are unfamiliar with it, the best way I can describe it is it kind of looks like a first generation King's Quest. Like King's Quest looks similar to it.
You are you looking at the remake or are you looking at the new version? Because
sure.
it's the original that they released. Well, it probably looks like the very first King's Quest.
Yeah, I mean, I played them all, so probably the first gen. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's a fantastic game. This is one of the worst ways to play it. They released a spiritual tribute, I wouldn't say successor, in Quest for Infamy on Xbox, and while it's not as good as Quest for Glory, it's fun enough.
Well, that's cool. They said looks like you've gotten most of the achievements on the game. How do the achievements work for this? I know that there's no game specific ones, right? It's just all...
No, there's no game specific ones, and since it's a streaming service and everything is, it's really confusing. They use a in-game currency called gems, which you basically gamble away. You have to pay gems to unlock certain challenges, which is like the what are those short short bits of gameplay that you had in Rare Replay? What did they call those? Clips?
Yeah. Yes. I think that's...
So it's basically the same thing as those. So it takes a section from a game and it asks you to do something either as fast as you can or get as high score as you can. Many of them start from the very beginning of the game, and you just have to get as high score as possible, and you can get bronze, silver, and gold medals for completing challenges.
Are those based on what they think is a good score, or is that based on what everyone else made?
No, it's based on what they think is a good score, but the developers don't seem to pay much attention. They really like to just put in 1,000 to 3,000 and 5,000 as the score, and some games it's very difficult to get those kind of scores, and others it's very easy. So there are a handful of challenges which are really, really easy, and some that are close to impossible. So there are a lot of discussion on TA which challenges are doable and which are very difficult. So you need 10 gold medals for one of the achievements, and as you said, it has a very high ratio still. The get 10 medals across 10 challenges is currently a ratio of 14, so it's 2,150 TA.
Yeah, that's very doable, very thick there.
And it gets easier and easier the more challenges they add, because they keep adding challenges over time, which is really good, because there's one achievement for getting a top 50 score on a game. So a score or a challenge. So if you're in early, that's really easy. But once the scores settle, it gets really difficult, because there are a few people that really like getting a high score in some of these games. So your best bet these days is to wait for new challenges and jump on it as soon as you can to get a top 50 score.
Yeah, that makes sense. Now, is this one of those things? I see there's a couple of cheese methods on this, like on the completionist one achievement, which is currently got a 51 ratio, but basically it says like sending challenges from a second account to your main account.
Yeah, since the game has those gems that you need to earn, I don't have the numbers. If I look at the guide, I'm sure someone has calculated how much it is. 39,600 has been calculated by Myopath on TA, and 39,600 is a massive amount of gems. The best way to earn gems actively is to play a specific challenge against a friend. The issue there is you actually spend your gems, so you sort of wager 40 gems at a time, and you send the challenge, and if you win, you get 80 gems. If you lose, you're out your 40.
I got you.
So
so set up multiple alts and send the challenge.
It's asynchronous multiplayer. So it's basically if you play, for example, Pitfall, you're scored by the number of screens that you visit before you die. So what you want to do if you have a second account is to have the second account die immediately or quit out, and then have your main account walking one screen, and then you quit out. That's the most efficient way to earn currency if you go the active route. What I'm doing is there's a leveling system. The more you play the games in the retro classics, the higher level you get. And I think that it's capped now for me. I hit level 100 and it's not gone past 250 gems daily, but there's a daily amount of gems that you get for logging in every day. Currently I'm getting 250.
Oh, that seems pretty efficient.
Well, yeah, you still have to log in every day to get them, and you need 39,600. So let's see, do some quick math on that. 39,600.
It's like 160 days.
39,600, 250. So if I decide not to play the game but log in daily, it's still 160 days to get all the gems I need. But there's also daily challenges which you can play to get 150 gems each per day. So you have to do 3 challenges and then you get 150 gems. The good thing about that is you don't actually have to play them. You just have to start them up and then quit. So it takes less than 30 seconds to do 3 challenges, and then you have your gems. So that makes it 400 gems per day with very little effort. Still, it's going to take months to get that.
Well, I mean, it's got a lot of tad associated with it. So I mean, I would save it for a contest, but unless you just are enjoying it.
Yeah, and those are very preloadable since you actively have to unlock the collectibles with the gems. So it's an in-game store where you spend the gems to get the achievements. There's also an achievement for getting 15 collectibles, which has a ratio of 11 and currently worth 1,100 TA. So yeah, those are some very good preloads.
For sure. Yeah, I may have to start this one.
Yeah, what's not preloadable and a real pain these days is that you need to get ranked 50th in a tournament. And tournaments are week-long challenges where only the top 50 people get the achievement every week.
So you just wait it out.
Yep, you wait it out until nobody wants to play this game anymore. That's the plan for most in the community. I went a bit crazy and did it in the Atari game Enduro because oh man, that game was so bad. Oh, it was so bad that people didn't want to play it, and I could get my top 50. I think I got 20th position by playing it a few hours, but oh yeah, it was bad. If you ever played Enduro, first turn off the sound because it's just sound effects and it is terrible.
You want to hear those terrible sound effects,
No, you really don't want to hear those terrible sound effects, and it doesn't help at all. So also, since it's streamed and it's only takes a few milliseconds to lose, you really want a stable connection. And I think that's the big issue for a lot of people that are playing these games, is that if the streaming is not near perfect, it's going to be really difficult to get top 50 in a tournament, especially with some of these older games that are, well, which you fail in split second
right.
Lag.
Yeah, well, I guess if everyone's dealing with it, though, I guess that helps us to some degree. But I guess the 50 people with the best
not
bandwidth.
Everyone is dealing with it. A lot of people are close to the data centers and they have a massive edge.
Yeah.
So, like, try playing Space Invaders, where sometimes it stutters for a second or two.
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, I know what you're talking about. The lag would kill you there on these games for sure.
So. No, I had a lot of time with Retro Classics. So much fun that I decided to buy 1 year of the streaming service and stream, which is by the same people who did Retro Classics, and that game has hundreds. I believe it claims thousands of games from yesteryear. Very, very weird collection. Mainly the notable ones are Metal Slug and Pac-Man, but there's so many obscure things I've never heard about. They have old Game Boy games that they are streaming.
Yes.
And I'm talking black and white Game Boy games.
Oh yeah, I remember those days.
It's the same deal there, but you have to complete 50 challenges instead of 10. There's a lot more challenges available, and there are a lot more games in the Antstream arcade. I had a lot of fun with it, but if you don't have a very good network connection, it's going to be less fun with stuttering and hitches, and a lot of those games really require good reflexes, and good reflexes are not going to help you if you have a 1 second cutout of the game.
That's interesting. I might have to look into these in a few months, probably.
Yeah, the issue with Antstream Arcade is that they have a lifetime subscription, which is $120.
Oh, that's all.
Yeah, that's all. And the 1 year, I think, is $40 or $50. They had a big discount down to $10 when Retro Classics released, and that's when I bought a 1 year subscription. And yeah, I played it for a week, and now I'm done with it.
Yeah. Well, maybe You'll enjoy it while you're down in Ghana or something.
Yeah, it's not going to be able to stream down there.
With the high connection speeds down there.
Oh, it doesn't matter with the connection speed. The servers are in the US, so
yeah.
I think it's going to be an issue.
Yeah, I think you might be right.
It's not even a supported country, so I'm not even sure I'm going to be able to connect to Xbox Live down there without using a VPN. So
Oof.
That's going to be interesting.
Yeah, keep us updated on that with pictures, of course. I've been playing some classics of my own, in the sense that it's a new game, but it's a game that is very similar to an older game. And the game I have been playing is no other than a Double Dragon 4. Have you played Double Dragon 4?
I've played 2.
Well, there you go.
Back in the day.
Well, number 2, it's funny you say that. That is very similar to number 4. In fact, they modeled the game after number 2. It was purposeful. Because they wanted the graphics to look similar to that game, because they were the same in that game in the US and in Japan. So they wanted them to kind of use those graphics for this game, because they wanted to make it purposely retro. So it was a 2017 release in the rest of the world, but Xbox eventually got around to releasing it in 2020, 3 years after that, of course. So it has been around for a little while. It's an 8-year-old game that's only 5 years old on the Xbox.
Yeah, that looks like a 30-year-old game.
Well, that's what I was going to say, is that I was going to tell you the story first before we get, don't crap on it yet. The plot of this game is that after the defeat of the Black Warriors in Double Dragon 2, Billy and Jimmy Lee looked to spread their something martial art by establishing dojos around the country. However, they soon face a new threat called the Renegades, who have teamed up with the Black Warriors to put an end to Billy and Jimmy once for all. I don't know what's with these plot descriptions on these games. Like, I read the one for Rock Zombie a few weeks ago, and it was so far off. Well, I think this one might be worse. Like, I did not get any of that from when playing this game. Like, when you first fire up the game, it goes into like this cutscene. It says something like, "There was a big war. Everything is destroyed." And it shows like this barren landscape. And then it's like, "There's very few survivors, and it's up to you to do something." And it was just made no sense whatsoever. And then you start off in the desert, and then like the progression through the stages made no sense. You're going through like a mechanical warehouse, and then you're in Japan, and then you're back. Like, it made no sense whatsoever. And
I'm very confused. So this is some kind of future apocalypse setting,
Yes.
and the first one was just a bunch of dudes going around kicking and punching each other for a few hours.
Yes, well, that's what this is. And so you're starting off in the desert. Well, there's only a few survivors. It seems like people would kind of band together and try to, hold on what they got.
It seems like a bad thing, go around kicking and punching everyone.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
not a good strategy for survival.
Right. And so even in the opening credits, it's talking about there's a very few number of survivors, and then in walks Billy and Jimmy, and they just start punching the crap out of everyone. And I think to get their girlfriend back or something, and they're always trying to get their girlfriend back, but at some point they just gotta let go. Yeah, you're just walking through the caves, and then all of a sudden you're in Japan, which doesn't look like it had any problems in Japan. Like, it was this nice hotel, and then you're on a train. So I guess transportation's still working. There's like a train stage, and then there's this magical warehouse with platforms that disappear and reappear. So it doesn't seem like the world was took too big of a beating, but I don't know. So the whole thing, you're not buying the game for the story, you're buying it for the retro feels. And I was going to say, it plays just like a game you would have played 20 to 30 years ago. So you like totally read my mind on that. For some, that's a hard pass. They're like, why would I buy a game nowadays that I could play 30 years ago? But for old people like me, even you say it's a game that, like 30 years ago, I'm like, hell yeah, let's do that. So I was excited to play it.
So basically you go through, use the spin kick, or is that all you need?
You just punch this one. The game itself, all you need is the punch button. There's a kick button, but you don't need it. And every time you get knocked down, you can spam, you just keep pushing down a button, and then you jump up and do like the spin kick, or you jump up and do this massive uppercut. and it just damages everyone. So they're real generous when you get knocked down.
I remember in 2 you had a spin kick, which
Was invincible,
you
yeah.
jumped up in there, and then you did like 4 or 5 spins,
Yeah.
going round, hanging in the air, killing everything that was close to it, and that's how I got through the game.
Yeah, I mean, but the world's been through a lot, so they kind of forgot how to do that in trying to survive. So
Yeah, I think hanging 2 seconds in the air and spinning
yeah,
is
it's that left when the explosions started. So they had to find new ways to fight. See,
back to basics.
yeah, exactly. But even if that, you don't need the kick button. The punch button's very adequate. But there's only 12 stages to this game. It takes about an hour to play it through them all. It's not that challenging, honestly, unless you're I'm terrible at beat 'em ups, and the game even helps you out. So like if you get overran, like let's say you get a bunch of people on both sides of you and you can't seem to get them all on one side of you, which is beat 'em up 101, make sure there's no one on both sides of you. The game helps you out with what appears to be accidental break areas, zones. I don't know. So if you go all the way to the top of the screen and all the way to the bottom of the screen on any of the maps, like you can't get hit. Everyone just kind of stands around looking at you like, are you gonna come over here? Like so, like all you have, seriously, like all you have to do is hold down and you get to the bottom. Now the downside is you can't hit them either, but you can kind of manipulate it, like keep walking forward, and then they'll adjust, and then eventually get everyone on one side, and then kind of like run up, and then you wait for a better positioning so you don't just run into a buzzsaw. So I thought that was weird that there's like every stage had like a break zone in it on the very top line of ground in the very bottom. It was weird. And the game itself, you have plenty of lives. You have 15 total. There's 5 continues. You get 3 per. So some runs, like with some characters, I would finish with like 3 to 4 continues left, depending on how good the character is. And the hardest part for me was actually that platforming part of it. It took me a minute to get the timing down because there's like disappearing platforms, and then you got to jump from the disappearing platforms onto these little plus signs that spin. So they got them timed to where the plus sign will disappear, and then the platform will disappear, and then plus sign stops spinning, and the thing appears, and then you have to kind of wait for the timing there. But the problem is
Do you jump using A and X?
no, just A. Or whatever. Actually, you can reassign the button.
In the old games, you had to
Right.
press both B and A to jump.
No,
and that was always a pain. You always kicked instead of jumping.
right. Well, this game's actually, they did a good job with the buttons because you can remap all the buttons. They actually have jump, punch, kick, special 1, special 2, and special 3. So you use all 4 of the buttons and then use RB and LB. If you're using a character that has a really cool attack on LB and you don't want to keep hitting LB and you want to put it as Y or B or whatever, you can reassign all the buttons on the front end and it works great. So all the specials have a button, so you only have to hit one button. So that was good. But the problem with the platforms really was that each character has like different range for their jump. So many of the characters have like a large jump, or some have a really short jump, and when you get it down, like you've got to refigure it out using the new jump mechanic. Because for example, if you're standing on the left side of this little spinning plus and you hit jump, you might jump all the way over to the right side of the plus, and you can't get to the next level up because you need to be on the top part of the plus sign. And so it takes some work to land on that top part so you can jump to the next level up. I don't know, it's hard to explain, but the jumping mechanic with the different characters, it was troublesome for some of them. And because underneath this area, of course, is instant death. So if you misjudge it, you die, even if you have full health, and then you're down to 14 lives and then 13 lives. So it can go south in a hurry if you don't have your jumping down. So you'll lose as many lives there as you would being beat up on. So all these different characters, I keep mentioning all these different characters. See, aren't you intrigued by, well, what possible characters can you play this game with? See,
well, I've got the achievement list pulled up here, and I do have 2 questions about the achievement list here and the characters. Did whatever cataclysmic event destroy all the space bars in the world? What's up with the the underscores instead of spaces in the achievements.
Yeah, and then I think it destroyed all the caps locks, and also in the sense that everything needs to be in all caps now, and the spaces as well. Yep, it's a very yelling non-space list. You're correct about that.
Yeah. Also, there's an achievement called the underscore generalist, which asks you to complete all missions with many characters. How many is many?
Oh, I'm getting to that. Yeah, so that is the most ambiguous achievement on here. So I will address that in a second, in the sense that I got to lay out the list here because there's 30 achievements, right? So you think that it's a well-rounded game, you would think, but no, it's not. As you've noticed, there's 30 achievements, but there's only 3 for actually beating stages. There's stage 6, stage 8, and for the whole game. Then there's 6 for tower mode, which I'll get to in a second as well. And then there's 1 for a platinum. Bum, bum, bum. So you got all the achievements. So that leaves 20 achievements. 19 achievements. There's 1 of each of those for beating the dang game with each of the 19 different characters. Well, not each of the 19 different characters, because there's more than 19 freaking characters in this game.
Oof.
Yeah, so 19 that you get achievements for. They at least tell you which characters those are. They're named after each character. So, for example, the Jake achievement is for clearing all missions using Jake. The Burnov achievement is for finishing it with Burnov. So there's a lot of characters that tie to previous one. They're basically any character in the game that you encounter will be playable, and you can unlock those by beating the game, and you can unlock those by getting further in the tower. So if you get to level 45 in the tower mode, that's when you unlock all the characters, and then they're all available to you. I haven't counted them, but I think there's something close to almost 30 characters, maybe 25 if you're lucky. So there's a few that you don't get achievements for.
Oof.
Yeah. There's one achievement, and then you mentioned the journalist achievement. So let's get to that. So for beating it with many characters. Now, what the word many means is a little unclear, and the guides are not very helpful. Does that mean all of the 19 that you got the achievements for, or does it mean like all 20 something characters? To make it worse, there's one that's like beat it with either Shannon or Casey. So if you got that achievement, you got to remember which one you use, or else you're gonna have to play 2 more playthroughs maybe if you forgot which one you used, which I have forgotten which one I used. I think it was the green-haired one, but I can't remember. But they're basically characters with different slight cosmetic colors changes, and so there's a couple characters like that. So you're gonna have 2 playthroughs for each of those, and then the guide's not helpful at all. So also the guide talks about how you can double them up, where you can play with 2 players at once, start up with co-op, and then early on in the first stage there's this mysterious cave that you can jump to your death in, and so you basically have player 2 jump to his death over and over, and then once he's dead, then you play the whole game with the one character, but when you finish the game you unlock both achievements. Yeah, so the problem with this, it says that it adds enemies, which is true. I tried this with like my 3rd run, and I thought, oh, okay, that'll help. And it added some enemies. That's definitely noticeable. But what it really added was not just the number of enemies, but oh my God, like everyone's hyped up on like Roy's or something, man. The aggression level of the enemies like went through the roof. Like I was just walking through the game basically on 1 player, and then when I got to the 2-player attempt, man, they just like freaking like a Bobo. If you know who a Bobo is, he's the
big dude.
Yeah, the big dude. Well, he like turned into Bruce Lee and Brock Lesnar combined, and I mean, he was just mopping the floor with me. Like one kills, like he has this one move where he jumped. It's like the spinning pile driver or something like that, kind of like Zangief on Street Fighter or something like that. And he was like one shot killing me, and just I mean, it was insane. I did not know that setting existed in the game. Like he was cranked up to an 11, and you get 2 extra credits, but I mean, I think that it's easier. I mean, I know it's a lot easier on 1 player. I think I'd just rather play it through multiple 20 something times rather than try to get through that without, because if you get through all 5 of your continues, then you don't beat the game, then you did it all for nothing. So with 2 players, you got 7 continues, but the enemies are way worse. So I think you're better off to play it. Now, granted, I tried this early on and I'm better at the game now, but my earliest results were. I may try it again with, I don't know. I got this one character that's super just overpowered, which is the one you would use in tower mode. So in the tower mode, you got to get to level 100, which each one of the levels, it sounds like it's a lot, but you can clear like one level of the floor in like, I don't know, 10 seconds, 5 seconds even. Like it's like the first few floors are just one enemy on each side of you, and just you can run over and kill them. And the enemies are set as weaker, so they just, I mean, it's like you're just plowing through them. It doesn't get challenging until you get in the 20s. If you get to level 45, you get the ultimate warrior or mysterious warrior. It's basically this overpowered character that can just do everything well. He's like super fast, he's super strong, he's got all the best moves, he's got a projectile that you can throw at people. I mean, he's just insane. But he can get you to level 100, and he can get you, I think he could probably handle, the co-op. If you have a character you can't beat it with, you can set them as a second character and just have him as your first character and just waylay on everybody. Like, I mean, he's so overpowered. But the projectiles are also large. On the story mode, use them to your advantage. Like if you have a character that has any kind of throwing projectile, use them as your main character, because like you can kill just about anybody in 2 shots with one of these projectiles. And you start off with like 20 of them, and every time you change screens, they give you like 5 more. So you rarely run out.
Do the enemies have projectiles, or
they do, but they're not as powered. But they are when you get to the main boss and also the tower mode. In the tower mode, oh my gosh, like you have a good run going, and then the chick with the gun runs out and shoots you. I mean, it takes off as much as probably a real bullet would. I mean, unless you have full health, you're gonna die. Like it takes off like maybe all but 3 of your health bar, and it can run a whole run in one move. And in the tower mode, you also encounter some of the Lee brothers, and they'll throw a fireball at you. Same thing. That fireball kills you fast. So there's a couple of these. The projectiles are way overpowered in this game as well. So use them to your advantage in story mode, but man, watch out for them in the tower mode, because it'll be over in a hurry. Of the characters, I did want to note that it was fun in the sense that I had recently played River City Girls, and it was really funny to me that one of the characters in Double Dragon 4 was Sunny Lee. Do you know who Sunny Lee is?
No, not off the top of my head.
Okay, I didn't really know who he was either. So Sunny Lee is the quote unquote third Double Dragon brother. In River City Girls, when you're getting close to the end of the game, I won't spoil it too much, but basically one of the characters kidnaps 5 of your closest friends and ties them up and puts bombs on their chest, and you have to go save them before you can go do something else. And so it's like a side mission. And so the 5 people, the joke is that these 5 people are like people you really don't know. And so each time you save one of them, it's really like a funny interchange. Like, why did the character think this was one of my 5 closest friends? And so one of the 5 characters is Sunny Lee. And so you walk up, you fight the fight, and then you save Sunny Lee, and they're like, who are you? And like, it's me, Sunny Lee.
It's me, Sunny Lee, the third Double Dragon brother.
And they're like, yeah, we've never heard of you. And he's like trying to tell them who he is. And apparently he was like a playable character in the arcade version of Double Dragon 3 or something like that, just because there was 3 options to start or something. So they needed another character. So they invented Sunny Lee. And he's like, just because I'm not in all the main adventures doesn't make me less important.
Just because I don't go on every adventure with those show-offs doesn't mean I'm not just as important.
He's trying to convince him how great he is. And he's like, I'm going to go become a ninja master. And
I'm going to fight my way to the top. That's what.
No, you're not. You're not going to do that.
I doubt it.
Anyway, it was really funny. If you played River City Girls, maybe you know what I'm talking about. It was a funny interchange. Actually, I'm sorry. It's River City 2.
Yeah, I've not played that one.
Yeah, River City 2 is where this happens. No, River City 1 does not have this. And so anyway, he was one of the characters in Double Dragon 4, and they've actually said that he's the cousin now. So there's a break in what is this guy, because in the River City Girls, they say he's the third brother, and then apparently he was in one of the more recent Double Dragon ones, and they listed him as the cousin. So I don't know. Anyway, Sunny Lee doesn't get any respect, and it's kind of funny because in this game, you have 19 achievements tied to beating the game with each character, or most of the characters. I mean, you got some pretty small characters like Right Arm and which is just one of the generic enemies. Roper is just one of the enemies that throws like a chain at you. These are like characters that have been in all the Double Dragons, but they're like low level enemies. But yet Sonny Lee's in this game, and there's no achievement tied to beating the game with Sonny Lee.
Okay, that's funny.
Yeah, so the disrespect for Sonny Lee continues either purposefully or accidentally. I don't know. I got a big kick out of that. And they actually fooled me because I thought, oh, Sonny Lee, I'll play with him. I just assumed there's an achievement for it. And I played all the way through the dang game, and then nothing popped. I was like, where's my achievement? And it turns out there wasn't one. So
just one more note there. You said it was like 30 playthroughs to get this game done, 15 if you played in 2 players.
Yes.
The time estimate is 10 to 12 hours.
Yeah.
And then I went to go look at the actual completions, and they were not 10 to 12 hours. Like most of them were high 20s.
I'm at 17. Yeah, I'm at almost 18 hours, and I still have, let's see, I've got the tower finished. I just got to finish 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, about 11-ish characters left. So that's probably another 11 hours.
So don't be fooled by the low time estimate, because very, very few have completed it in less than 20 hours.
I agree. Yeah, 100%. I was thinking maybe it was just me, but I mean, I'm pretty good at beat 'em ups, but I assumed that maybe 10 to 12 was doable if you play through with and then play through with 2 players each time, and theoretically have no issues with that and just fly through that, and then you beat the tower like relatively quickly. I can see where 12 hours is doable, but man, that's a push, man. Maybe 15 minimum, I would say. But yeah, that is definitely misleading, I would say. Anyway, so Double Dragon 4, it's available. It was on sale recently, but it's not anymore. But it retails right at $7. So if you want a nice retro game and that is purposely made retro, like the Double Dragon series, then maybe that one's for you. It's really not that challenging. It's just kind of grindy, but
it sounds really grindy.
Yeah. So what about some baby games? You got any baby games for us?
Half a baby game. One I was very disappointed in you for not having played. Last time when we recorded something together, we discussed the best Rasalika games, and you mentioned Scheming Through the Zombie Apocalypse.
Yes, that's a good one.
And I promptly went and played it right after recording, and I loved it. It's great. It's a very dark situational comedy.
For sure.
Starring different kind of animals. And if they had used humans instead, I don't think they could have released it, because they are racist. It's very, very offensive. It's also very funny. I really enjoyed it. But as soon as I completed it, guess what showed up?
I don't know. Is the sequel out?
The sequel.
Oh my gosh, I gotta go play.
The sequel, which was 5 years delayed or something. It was supposed to arrive sometime around COVID, and COVID messed up the production, and they released it maybe 5 years too late. And I'm so sad that the original Scheming Through the Zombie Apocalypse has 1,300 gamers on TA, which is not a lot, but it's a great game. It's really nails what it's going for. It's really good.
Oh man!
And the sequel, which is $5, is only been played by 98 people on TA.
Oh my gosh. Well, I'm going to make it 99 because I'm going to buy this. I would buy it right now, but I don't want to mess up my bandwidth. But I'm going to leave this tab open and buy it as soon as we're done recording. I didn't realize it was out yet. That's awesome.
What I can say is they've streamlined a lot of things that were bad about the first one. The UI when bartering wasn't great, and when you haggled with other animals, and the gambling minigame. This one is much more streamlined. There's not a lot of break in the, calling it action would be speaking too much, but the story flows a lot better.
Oh man, I'm excited about this. I didn't realize it had come out. You don't have to sell me on this game, but if you haven't played the original one, go play the original one. I assume the second one is it hold the offensive, walk the line of appropriateness.
That's one of the things I was a bit.
Oh no.
It's still plenty offensive, but you can tell that things have changed in 5 years.
That's
it is
disappointing.
not as offensive as the first one. They've dialed it down considerably.
It's unfortunate.
It still managed to be, the main characters are still absolute jerks, and you're going to feel bad playing as them, but it's still really funny. Not as good as the first one, but it's fantastic.
Oh man,
I highly recommend it. It's been out since April of 2024, so more than a year, and only 98 players have started it on TA. It might be because there are no guides for it.
Oh wow!
So apparently nobody has played this game on TA. There are no guides at all. Let's check the forums. Nope.
Huh?
No. So I didn't care about that at all. I jumped straight into it as soon as it was released, and I loved it. Not as much as the first one. The one big thing for achievement hunters is that they have removed the skip scene fast forward function that they had in the first one. So you have to play it twice, and you can't skip forward. There are plenty of variants in scenes, so it's kind of new material your second playthrough. So it's going to be a bit different. For example, in the first game, they had a great joke where early in the game there was a rat that you could, depending on your actions, the rat could get bitten by a zombie or make it safely and not get turned into a zombie. Well, not at that moment. And a few scenes later, that rat shows up. Well, at least you think it is. And one of your characters says, "Oh, it's like our choices do not matter at all." And then in the scene after that, you meet his twin brother who is not infected.
Yeah.
So it's a joke that's very easy to miss. But I thought it was really funny how they subverted your expectations.
Yeah, as opposed to the false guise of your decisions matter, and they show that to you during every look.
Oh, it doesn't say that at all.
Yeah.
Your decisions do matter, but I think that they do not carry anything over from the previous game, so it doesn't matter what you did. There's one canon story that there's not many callbacks to the early games. Our friend the koala shows up.
Awesome.
If you remember the koala that you had robbing a library.
See the special ed koala?
Yeah. Yeah, that's right. And they make it a part of the story why he's not a zombie, so that's great.
Oh man, awesome. I'm gonna be buying this soon. I need one more person to get it so we can at least get them over 100. There you go. 100 gamers, 100 track gamers. So
yeah, it's highly recommended. It's slightly worse than the first game, but yeah, if you like the first game, you'll very likely like this one. It removes the annoyances from the first one, but it's not as offensive. Unfortunately, there's no way to speed up your second playthrough. And there's also no guides, so
yeah, there's that.
You might have to ask me and see if I can remember how to get the achievements.
Awesome, man. Well, looking forward to that. For my baby game, I got one that is a nice little baby game. It's a game called Sherlock Purr 2. Now, I put a little asterisk here in the sense that I haven't actually played it yet, but I bought it because it was on sale and it had a cute little cat with a magnifying glass on it. And so it's billed as a puzzle game, but there's several guides for the achievements that are just little video guides that show you where everything is. But it's not like a puzzle game. It's like a crappy hidden object game where you're like this really slow moving cat that searches for items that are shown at the bottom of the screen. So it's like, look for a frying pan, and then like you go in the sink area, oh, there's a frying pan in the sink, or something like that, and you just click on it, and then it puts a check mark there, and when you get all the check marks, it looks like you finished the stage. So to me, it looked like a 3D version of Hidden in Time, like those games. There's not much to it, but I really wanted to mention it because of something else. So the reason I want to bring it up is my wife and I, we do not agree on this. And so, Waka, we will defer to you. You are the tiebreaker vote. Okay. Why did they call it Sherlock Purr? Would it not make more sense to call it Purlock Holmes?
It would.
It bothered me. I can't play it because you had the in the name, Purlock Holmes. Everyone would make that connection. Why Sherlock Purr? Like it's just a missed opportunity. I don't know. It bothers me.
Yeah, probably easier to search for Sherlock than Purlock.
Are you saying that it was a business decision?
Yep. a bad business decision.
Oh man, yeah. Anyway, should have been Purlock Holmes. But that was the whole reason I brought it up. But I actually found another baby game while I was looking at things, and I only want to mention this because it's another grammatical name thing, which is there's a game that just came out, and it's called Word Quest: Medieval. And I was like, Medieval? What the crap is Medieval? And then if you look at the art for the game, you see that it says some stuff that's too small for me to read, and then it says Word Quest Medieval, and I thought, oh, they meant medieval, and I was like, but it says medieval.
Yeah, it's misspelled.
Yeah, and so I thought, well, did TA misspell it? I clicked on the buy tab of it to take me to the store, and I'm looking at it.
It's a whooping $2.
It's a whooping $2, but you can't even spell your own game right. In the Xbox store, it is listed as Word Quest Medieval. I don't know. It's just things like this bother me. I don't know. Maybe I'm asking too much.
The Distrust bundle, which is misspelled as well.
Oh gosh, that's not good.
Yeah, the Distrust and Goliath bundle is called Distrust and Goliath Premium Survival Bundle. It always bothers me. It's in the store. It's a bundle with 2 games, and it's called Distrust, and in the bundle it's called Distrust.
Oh gosh, that's not good.
I mean, shouldn't they change it? I mean, this bundle has been around for years. Apparently, it's difficult to change it.
I guess so. Anyway, that's what a disappointing baby game section that I brought after you brought such a great one. So I don't know. Game Pass news, we never really do much, but I did see something about Game Hubs. Do you ever use Game Hubs?
Not at all.
Yeah, I didn't look like anything I was interested in either. Although it is interesting to see that, like where you click on it and it shows you all the info of the game, it like apparently shows you how long you spend in the game. And I thought, well, that could be either good or bad. You pull up this game and it shows you like, hundreds of hours in this game. You just seems like you get sad and not want to play it and go like outside or something. But I just saw Game Hubs and thought, that's interesting.
It used to be kind of useful back when Xbox tracked your in-game statistics more. Like you can see how many kills you had, how much money you had, time spent, or it was useful for figuring out if you were close to cumulative achievements.
Yeah,
like recently I got the Odium to the Core from my crab list, and I was supposed to die 2,000 times.
Oh jeez.
So I went into my into the hub, and I could see that I had 1,002 deaths or something like that. And according to a guide, there's one achievement for 10,000 deaths, and according to that, it takes 10 hours to get 10,000 deaths.
Oh gosh!
So I let it idle for an hour, and sure enough, close to an hour later, I got the bleep bloop on my phone, and I could put the game down and tick one achievement off my crab list.
Nice. Yeah, that's 100%. Yeah, I didn't think about that application of it, but yeah, that'd be helpful too.
Yeah, but the recent games do not have that. I think they abandoned it in 2017, so it's way less useful than it used to be.
Yeah, that's a bummer. I didn't realize that was a thing, or that wasn't a thing anymore. So, what about milestones? You got any wonderful milestones for us?
Well, I have to shout out Dish, who recently hit 4 million gamer score.
Oh, wow. Awesome, man.
That's a lot. I don't know how many in the world has 4 million. Should be fairly easy to find out.
I know it's more than Carnage.
Total carnage!
4 million, it looks like you're looking in the top 40, basically.
Nice. It's crazy how relatively easy it is to rack up your gamer score these days.
It is indeed. Like, there's just so many games that have way more than 1,000 gamer score now. Like, that's, I think, really the change. Like, and there's just a buttload of games, but even the ones that do come out, it's like 2 games coming out or 3 games coming out. So yeah, it's insane now. I kind of got out of that chase a while back. Yeah, and I've just been plummeting off the list. At one point, I was like the 80th highest, I think, and now I'm like not even the top 200. It's just insane. I couldn't keep up with that. I just didn't want to, but yeah.
Yeah, I stopped purchasing them unless they got in a really steep discount. I did not like the change when they inflated the gamer score so much.
Yeah, for sure. Like, it seems like Microsoft would rein it in at some point, but
I don't think they care.
Yeah, well, I mean, they cared when that one game, something about the fall, or the day before the fall, or one step under the fall, or something. I don't know, where they released all the different languages.
There's a windmill in the.
I mean, how different is that?
Game tile.
I mean, they just changed the language. I mean, how different is that than just adding achievements for stages you've already beaten and just give you more gamer score? I mean,
yeah,
the whole thing's just getting out of hand. But anyway, congrats to him anyhow. I mean, I didn't mean to crap on it. I mean, 4 million is still 4 million, so congrats to him.
Yeah, he also made me aware of that there's been a new Battle Royale game released. He just completed Splitgate. Splitgate 2, which has a paltry 19.5 ratio at the moment. So it's 19,587 TA.
Maybe go play that instead of Manuel Samuel.
Oh, I have. It says I've played it for 2 hours, and I've really enjoyed it so far. It's probably going to be around 100 for the completion. We'll see if I still enjoy it.
Yeah.
Then, but no, I've had a great time with it. It's nothing for you. It's a competitive shooter. It mixes Halo with Portal.
Yeah, I'm very familiar with it, actually. I'm setting at 45% progress of the infamous 1047 achievement in Splitgate 1. That was a preload. That was a preload I didn't quite finish for our big run. My team, we would get together and do this, and so I still got 55% of it.
Yeah, that's an insane number of matches.
Oh yeah,
it's
bad.
The studio behind the game is called 1047 Games, and that's where the number comes from, and it returns in the second game, but instead of 1047 matches, it's 1047 kills.
Which that would be more manageable.
It's a lot easier.
Yeah, I would imagine.
I've gotten around 20 kills per match so far, and the matches are not long.
Yeah, I'm sure that it probably does not have the infamous coffee cup next to it.
No, but it does have a significant ratio of 5.
Oh wow, that's
the
it's almost
game
21.
hasn't been out for very long.
Yeah,
6th of June, so 2 weeks. You'll have plenty of time to drop. But well done, Dish. He gave it a whooping 0.5, so I'm sure he enjoyed his time with it.
Awesome. Well, my milestone is actually a self-congratulation, mainly because Redemption blew out my feed with a gaming marathon, and so I didn't have a lot to choose from. But when I finally got around to looking, and I thought, well, there's one that I did recently that I was really proud of, and that is to enter the top 20 in gamer score in beat 'em ups on the Xbox 360. It's significant to me because it is.
I mean, there can't be much movement on that board anymore.
It's very niche, but that number, I mean, the top 20 probably hasn't changed since I've been chasing it. And I actually started tracking this in November of 2021. In November 2021, I was number 446. I jumped up into the top 250, and then I went down out of the top 300 as I was preloading for the GTAS. And then once that was out of my life, I've resumed and climbed all the way up to number 20. It's cool to me because I mostly missed out on the Xbox 360. Like my Chivo hunting started when it was being phased out, so I never got to play a lot of the classic games on there. At least I've made up for it in one genre. So there you go. So I'm top 20 in gamer score and beat 'em ups on the 360. Very niche, but I'm very proud of it for some reason.
Well, that's impressive.
Yeah, it's something for sure. I guess we go long, man. That's what happens when you get us together.
Well, it's been a while.
Yeah. I feel like we did the catch-up section for like 20 minutes. So, yeah. Thanks to everyone for sticking with us. You got anything you want to plug or any final words before we get you back on here yet again?
Well, it's been really fun recording with you again. I hope I can do it a bit sooner rather than later. But yeah, things are what they are, and don't have much time to do this kind of things right now.
Oh man. Well, I appreciate you recording with me, and thanks to all the listeners. You can find us in the usual spots, and class is dismissed.
Have a nice day, everyone.
Hey, what is up, Achievement Hunters, AH101? It is Nerdy Neo coming to you with another Year of the Vayner summary, and this is for the month of May. So May was pretty weird because as I was looking up the recording the stats, I found that some people had negative numbers. I'm like, what? That doesn't make any sense. So I did some digging, and sure enough, they removed a game out of the clear blue with no genre challenges or anything, no forum posts, nothing. They just removed removed the Vayner tag from a game, and that was Runic. Fortunately, it was a baby game, so it didn't really matter. But yeah, some people ended up with negative points, myself included. I earned 700 gamer score, but I lost 1,000, so I ended up minus 300. So it made for some weird stats this month. But for the month of May, we had 9 completions, and the most was from Jay Huns, and he had 5 of the 9. The May Vayner of the Month was Airhead, and it was completed by one person. That was Ben L72. And for the June Vayner of the Month, we have quite a roundup. So we originally rolled, and it ended up being Crypt Custodian. And then because Revenge of the Savage Planet just joined Game Pass last month, and it was confirmed to not have any buggy achievements, it automatically became Vayner of the Month for June. But because of the series rule, that includes Revenge of the Savage Planet and Journey of the Savage Planet. But as of just a few minutes ago, it was announced that Journey to the Savage Planet is leaving Game Pass again. So if it wasn't already Vayner of the Month, it would automatically become Vayner of the Month for June again. But not only is Journey to the Savage Planet, and that is all 3 stacks, leaving Game Pass, but so are both SteamWorld Dig games, SteamWorld Dig 1 and 2. Those are leaving Game Pass as well at the end of June. So those are automatic Vayner of the Month as well. So lots of Vayners you can complete this month for the extra bonus points. So, and shout out to my buddy Eldritch, who let me know about the rumor that Journey to the Savage Planet was going to be leaving Game Pass, because I didn't hear that anywhere else, and I would have been screwed if I didn't know about that, because I am leaving on a trip going out of the country in just a few hours, and fortunately because of that, I was able to finish the Windows stack of Journey to the Savage Planet literally seconds before the article came out announcing that Journey to the Savage Planet is leaving Game Pass. So shout out to Eldritch. And that means I have completed all 3 stacks of Journey to the Savage Planet, and I'm looking forward to playing Revenge of the Savage Planet here after I get back from my trip. So because of that, I won't be able to help anybody complete it before it leaves Game Pass, but I'm sure there's other people who would be happy to help Sherpa you if you're looking for getting that co-op old game minus achievement. So the most completed game for the month of May was the Xbox One stack of the fantastic Metroidvania, which is Draconic Resurgence. And I say that very laden with sarcasm, and there were 2 completions of that in the month of May. So, all right, on to the stats. So, for achievements earned, in first place was Jay Huns with 170. In second place was Ben L72 with 108. And in third place was Morb237. I don't have his number written down, but I'm pretty sure it was 237 off the top of my head. Morb237 with 43. For gamer score earned for the month of May, in first place was Jay Huns with 7,600. In second place was Ben L72 with 3,055. And in third place was Morbid237 with 1,700. And then lastly, and most importantly, is the true achievement score. In first place was also Jay Huns with 13,878. In second place was Ben L72 with 7,017. And in third was Morbid 237 with 3,015. So that will do it for May. So you guys have a great second half of June, and I will talk to you in July.
I'm so glad you got here in time. They've got me wired up real good.
Who is this guy?